President Trump wasting no time fulfilling his promise on energy. A new report reveals orders are ready to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement and expand drilling and mining in Western lands. So what else can we expect from his energy agenda? ClimateDepot.com publisher Marc Morano joins us now with more. Boy, Marc, on election night, I actually thought about you. I thought you might like to be a little fly on the wall at the World Economic Forum to see how they were reacting. So talk to me about what's going through their mind. What are they thinking about what they want to do and how Donald Trump's election might impede it?
Well, you're talking about the climate activists, what their agenda is?
Yes.
Their agenda, okay, in 2016, when Donald Trump won the first time, their attitude was, we're going to hold this off. This is an anomaly. We have a net zero climate agenda. We're going forward. Fast forward 8 years, and that entire agenda has been exposed. You know how, Rachel? In much the exact same way the defund the police movement had been exposed. It's one thing for academia to say defund the police for decades. It's another to actually try it. Within a year, Joe Biden's calling for refunding the police. Well, the same thing happened since Trump was elected last time. The global community, the United States, all went all in on this insane, anti-human, demented climate agenda. And they were starting the collapse of energy, restrictions on freedom of our movement, EV mandates, gas-powered car bans, and of course, coming after meat and and other things like that. And so now Donald Trump is presiding on an election where all he's got to do is do a gentle shove because this is collapsing under its own weight. Throughout Europe, the United States, the American people are screaming they've had enough. So the other side is just trying to hang on. Bernie Sanders actually said the night before the election, the struggle against climate change is over if Donald Trump wins. Let's hope that Bernie Sanders is right for once.
Well, by the way, you're at an airport because you're on your way to the COP29 summit. You're going to be at the climate summit reporting, and we're going to have you back to talk about that. Really quick, what will a Donald Trump agenda look like in terms of energy and food and pushing back on everything that we have seen coming out of the UN and the World Economic Forum and the left?
Well, he's already said, first of all, he wants to move agencies out of D.C. He wants to free up federal lands. 70% of Utah is owned by the government, 85% in Nevada. He wants to return that to the states. He wants to get us out of the UN Paris Agreement, but hopefully he'll do it in a way where we can't get right back in with any future president. He's going after the EPA regulations. He's going after the EV mandates. He's going after the entire centrally planned Soviet-style net zero agenda is in his crosshairs. And the key here is this is the strongest leader in the world standing up to this. Let's hope there's a domino effect because these European leaders, we saw the EU election last June, they are ripe for this whole agenda to collapse. Donald Trump may be the greatest yang in the history of yings. The yin being the climate agenda, and he's the yang. He's going to yank this thing down. He's going to pull this whole agenda down and collapse it. Let's hope.
I think the last few years, there's a lot of anti-globalists in Europe. They've been in the closet. I think Donald Trump's reelection is energizing for them, letting them know they're not alone. The American people stand with them. And I think that's the message that needs to be sent through the UN as well. That's an important position to send that message of where America stands as the leader of freedom and against this woke agenda.
It's the most consequential election for the entire United Nations climate agenda since I've been following it since the early 1990s. This has to be their darkest hour. Al Gore has admitted it. Compared himself to Martin Luther King and the civil rights struggle. That's how Al Gore took Donald Trump's victory.
Yeah, and he'd made a lot of money through that grifting. And maybe this is the end of it. Keep reporting back to us. Let us know what you see at this climate summit. Hopefully they're winding things down. Thanks, Marc.
Thank you.
You got it.